We're back today, and today I'm here to tell you to get your money, okay? And why it's important to always put your finances first as a woman, why it's important to definitely be searching, manifesting for things that benefit you and help you level up, okay? So, the importance of getting your money is I see a lot of people who are depressed and stressed out about things that are, or people that are completely out of their control and really don't matter. Because in 10 years from now, that person won't matter. That person probably won't matter a year from now. Okay. But let me tell you something that does. Your credit matters, your assets matter, your savings matter. But I promise you, things that you can't control in your life that you're stressing out about literally do not matter. You think it does, and it doesn't. Okay? People get themselves in depressed states. And at this day and age, it does amaze me because there's too much information out there to be depressed. I'm sorry. But when you decide that you're going to feed into this depression or desperation energy, you manifest that into your life. And that's not what you want for yourself. You don't want to be a depressed, desperate person. When you finally, if you finally get out of that stage, you're going to look back and be ashamed of that. Do things that make you proud. No matter what's going on, keep a positive mindset and attitude, and things will always work out better than what you thought they would. And it's just facts. Today I feel like I just want to talk about getting your money because I feel like it's important for women to understand that we might love our friends, we might love our partner, we might love our family. But if they don't benefit you and help you level up in life, then they're dragging you down. And therefore, that's when you need to stop caring. Why would you care about something that is literally limiting you? That makes no sense at all. So it's very important that you're constantly putting your money and your finances first. That when people are taking too much from you, you're setting that boundary as a woman because we are already in a patriarchy that tells us we need to sacrifice ourselves for other people. And we're not doing that. We're just not doing that. Okay. And the most important part about getting your money is it at the time it feels hard when you have to let go of people or set boundaries or leave that place that you're not making no money at, but you have like deep sentimental feelings for it. It doesn't matter because when you leave and when you decide that you want to put yourself first, you're going to look at everyone around you still doing bad or just not on your level. And that right there gives especially me motivation because it gives me confirmation that I did the right thing. Like, okay, I'm here, I leveled up, I feel better about myself, I'm in a better predicament, I'm way more successful, I actually am successful. Meanwhile, you are still a loser. And you see right there, and we talked about this in my last video, putting yourself first. That right there. Because you get to see the loser in people. And I'm not even trying to be funny or anything. People are literally losers. You get what I'm saying? So you have to always keep in mind whether you want to be a loser with them or not. Do you want to win or do you want to lose? You get what I'm saying? And anything that holds you back from winning, it's most definitely time to let go of. If you can't win, you have to let go. I see people hurting themselves and just in a very low vibrational state because they're deciding to keep people around them that don't matter when they should be putting their self first and their money first and their success first. They're too busy trying to prove to someone that they're worth it instead of showing them that they are worth it. You see that right there? You sit there and you prove it to them instead of saying screw you and showing them. Make them, make the places, make the people around you, make the opportunities that you weren't able to get at that time, make them regret it. And while you're at it, make sure that you constantly have confirmation and feel good about putting yourself first. Because some people think they're putting themselves first and they're not. Putting yourself first means doing things that you need to do that actually benefit you versus doing things that are fun that you want. There is such thing as a loser. There is very much so such thing as a loser. I don't want to hear that. I don't care. I'm a really sweet girl. I'm a good person, but I'm not dumb or naive or fake. So there are such things as losers, and we're not gonna act like we're not. They're not. Like, there's very much so such thing as losers. I watch them thrive in their losability. I watch them. I watch them do it all the time. There are losers. Do you want to join them? If you don't think there's such thing as a loser, then there's no such thing as a winner either, right? Hi everybody, thank you for joining. Um, but yeah, like, it's just really important that the decisions that you make for yourself right now in life benefit you, uplift you. Because if you truly want to do amazing things in life, if you have kids and you have family, or you have family that you want to be able to look out for, you won't be able to do it with people who don't uplift you, who don't value you, in places that don't value you, don't uplift you, in places that you don't make enough money. I know people who work jobs and they still struggle paying their rent. And I'm like, well, why are you working that job if you're struggling that much? Quit immediately. Do something else. Do something else. I don't care. There's no reason why you guys are staying in places and situations that you know is dragging you down. That makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. Here's my thing, right? When you don't put yourself first and your finances first, you make that a habit. And you don't want to make it a habit of losing, of not being successful, because then your thoughts become that. You become low vibrational and you start to manifest that into your life. It's very simple. And we talked about that in my other video, how to be high vibrational habits and something and manifesting. A part of manifesting is making healthy decision. What? Thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to make it clear to people how each decision that you make and each mindset that you have, and each time you choose not to love yourself and put yourself and your future first, you will regret it in the long run. And you don't want to be someone a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years, 10 years from now, that is not happy with where they are in life because of the decisions that they made, because they didn't properly love themselves. And loving yourself doesn't mean just being super selfish. When I say love yourself, I mean appreciate who you are, know who you are. That's the most important part. Know who you are. Because when you know who you know your value. Nobody can tell you different. And it's something that you have to work towards every single day. Perfection and abundance and self-love is a never-ending journey. Just like if you are in a space where you're low vibrational and you're not appreciative to yourself, that was a never-ending journey to get to that point, correct? I would be cool to do business with and get money or pay me. I don't really hang out with people unless they pay me or do something because I put myself first. Because especially as a woman, there's always going to be people who want your essence, want your energy, especially when you have value and you're smart and you're educated. There's always going to be someone trying to take from you. So make sure you benefit from it so that you don't regret the people that you allow to have access to you. That's like very important. Very important as a woman. A man should be working towards his finances, educating himself, and if he is dealing with a woman, dealing with a high vibrational woman who can actually, I wouldn't say teach him something because I feel like men can teach women so many more things outside of spirituality, but like if you're a man, having a high vibrational woman who knows her value, is confident, has some type of discipline, um and just stands on her boundaries is important, because you don't want to deal with someone who constantly puts you in your feminine energy, because then you're going to be one of those loser men who are not successful because they're always looking for codependency. You know what I'm saying? And even as a woman, you shouldn't look for codependency. That's why it's important to have boundaries and say, how do I say? It's important to have boundaries and stick to them and know your value, because when you don't, you end up with people who don't uplift you. Like as a woman, if you don't respect your boundaries and honor yourself and value yourself, you end up with someone who constantly drains you and wants to take from you. And I'm like seeing it with people in real time, where people begin to hate themselves because they are too busy trying to love someone who doesn't value them and doesn't deserve it. And the saddest part about it is these women I see have a bright future ahead of them, are getting their education, but because they have this codependency and can't be alone, they tend to settle. And that's the main thing holding them back. Now, all of this like is how do I say, especially in this day and age, all of this might sound hard until you really simplify it and you get your money. Just get paid, because when you're not getting anything out of it, then it stops making sense, right? When you're pouring into something that's not benefiting you, it literally doesn't make sense anymore. When you think of the thought process of putting your money first, your future first, your finances first, your assets first. Because here's the thing, the goal is is not, as a woman, to just be married. um that is not it, because I know a lot of people in marriages, unsuccessful marriages with no homes, married like no homes owned, marriages where people are miserable screaming every day, marriage where people are miserable going 50-50 every day. The goal as a woman is really not necessarily to be married. Like, that's great, that's a plus, but the goal as a woman is to have boundaries, be successful, and be paid, and be pretty, be super pretty. Because even when I'm out, I see women who decided to choose the false idea of love, and then they're out with their boyfriend and they're wearing pajamas, and she has on a bonnet and he has on slides. And then I walk by, I smell good, I look good, and they're staring at me and giving me the stink face. That's your fault. You enabled a dusty. You enabled someone who chooses not to provide for you, not to better your future, not to truly educate themselves with you, but someone who just wants to have sex with you, and it shows because you look like you're just having sex. Okay, I'm not saying, especially when you're young, I'm not saying that you can't have fun, but what I'm saying is don't get attached to things that don't make sense. Even as a man, do not get attached to things that don't truly benefit you. Because going 50-50 don't even benefit a man. You're either going to be a provider or you're going to use her to get to where you want to be. Simple. Very simple. You're either going to take care of her or use her to get to where you want to be. Because going 50-50, y'all are both losing out on the end. You're both not getting anything out of that. Because when the relationship ended, since you act like you're in a marriage and you've combined finances together and stuff, then it's like, I see it all the time. Then she done kicked you out. Now you're homeless. Or now he done messed up your credit. Just stupid stuff that was unnecessary to do because you wasn't married. And especially as women who are more gentle and vulnerable than men, now you done put yourself in a super vulnerable state. Don't do that. Don't do dumb stuff like that. Because that's exactly why I see women today depressed and just doing things that they don't need to do to themselves. Literally. Trying to prove to a man that you're strong and independent while he's sitting in your face. Trying to prove to a man that you have your back and you have his back, and then just to turn around and he doesn't even truly feel the same way about you. Make it make sense. Stop investing into people and places that don't value you and don't love you, because then you don't love yourself. That's the whole point. Like I really came to a point where I stopped caring what people think because it's working for me. You know what I'm saying? It's working for me. Putting myself first, not really, like I extend myself when I can for people, but I never let anyone abuse me. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are allowing your job to abuse you, allowing your family to abuse you, allowing your partner to abuse you. And this can be emotionally, financially, whatever the case is. But either way, you end up like low vibrational, depressed, creating bad habits for yourself. Look at exactly what we were talking about in my last video. Low, like trying to be high vibrational, doing all of these things, you're not going to get there. Trying to prove to people that you are a good person, you're not going to get there. Thrive in that good person energy. Just be a good person. Have boundaries. Be genuinely you. And when I say genuinely you, I'm not saying show the whole world who you are and open up to everybody. When I say genuinely you, I'm saying be you. Like, you are powerful. You are of value. If you wasn't, people wouldn't constantly be trying to, in places, jobs, businesses wouldn't be constantly trying to take from you if you weren't of value. You are of value. That's my whole point. Don't let nobody trick you out of your position of success, because you come on this earth and you're blessed naturally. Now, you may have experiences, but at the same time, it's all about your mindset and it's all about your education decision that you make. You know what I'm saying? Because especially once you become an adult, you're fully responsible for everything. And even if you're not an adult, you're still responsible for your life because it counts in the future. Y'all be trying to prove yourself to jobs that pay you $15 an hour, going to schools where after you go to the school, you're going to spend an entire year plus trying to get hired at a job after you studied for 4 years. Trying to prove to a man that you're not using him while he uses you. Trying to prove to a woman that you have money when you don't have anything to offer and you're broke. You're just trying to prove yourself. For what? For what? Your bag is the most important thing. That your check is the most important thing. Your credit is the most important thing. Your assets is the most important thing. Your mental health, your Self-worth is the most important thing. I just can't stand when I see beautiful girls who are sad. Like, literally, go look in the mirror. Even if you're not necessarily beautiful, you can fix that. Like, literally, you can fix that. I just keep coming on here, and here's the thing, right? I'm a Libra, so we pay attention to detail while someone else might look at the grand scheme of things. But every little detail counts. It all adds up, I promise you. Put your money first. Calculate your finances everywhere you go. Calculate your finances at work, how much you get paid. Calculate your finances with school. Okay, if I go to school for this long, how much am I going to make? How much am I going to save? What do I have spending money for? It's so simple. It's really a lot simpler than you think. That's why they make planners and notebooks for you to write in, and boards for you to put up in your room so that you can stay organized and stay on the right path. Because there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of distractions that are going to try to steer you in a totally different direction than where you want to go. Don't be one of those people who are led to destruction. There's so many ways to get distracted in this world. And I promise you, moving at a low vibrational state, moving in a state of ego and insecurity will not get where you're not going to get it. You're not going to be where you want to be. You're not going to look back and be happy where you are. Even if you have money, you might have money and no credit. You might have money and no assets. You might have money but no true success. Because especially Black people, we weren't never really taught about credit, life savings, how to pass down money to your kids. We weren't taught these things. We were taught literally how to put each other down and kind of segregate from each other, which I understand is needed when if you're trying to get on the right path. But overall, a lot of the habits that Black people are taught are completely unhealthy and self-destructive. And that's why we have so many problems now. People who are wealthy, the reason why they are is because they had emotional intelligence. And I think that's what a lot of people need to learn. And the definition, you should always look up the definition of words because they're powerful. Emotional intelligence simply means that you're aware, you understand your own emotions and also other people around you. That will help you with insecurity, that low vibrational negative energy, because I always tell people it's better to understand versus to forgive. It's better to understand than forgive. It's better to understand yourself and understand those around you so then you know how to move. When you don't truly understand yourself, and if you don't understand yourself, you definitely don't understand anybody around you. So it's very important that you are practicing emotional intelligence and using it to benefit yourself. Now, I usually don't have like as much time to be on here, but right now I'm feeling good and I have time today. So I guess today, I'm not gonna keep talking about the same thing forever. Today I also want to go into how you can Regulate your finances, budget. And the most important thing is, I like to plan weekly, but you can also plan monthly. And this means calculating your bills, calculating how much money you make, calculating your savings, and how much you want to spend. This is all very important stuff to learn. And the more you do it, the more that you master it. Like right here, I don't want to show you my business, but I have a board, you know what I'm saying, that I write on, and it's up on my wall. I can also put like little sticky things on it. It has Tic Tacs. So if I want to like write little notes and put it on there, I can put it on there as well. But it's very helpful for me so that I'm just focused throughout the week. I have a friend who likes to plan out for the whole month. I personally don't do that because it's too overwhelming. I like to take it one day, one week at a time. It just makes more sense to me. But planning things out and being strategic is very important if you want to get some money. Calculating your finances, your bills is all very important things. Budgeting correctly, because I know sometimes we want things, but that's not necessary. Like that's instant gratification. That's not what we want in the long run. That's what we want in that moment. So we have to think about what we want in the long run. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of us in the long run would like to be wealthy, successful, but in order to keep it, you're going to have to build habits, because getting money is very easy. Becoming successful is a lot easier than people make it seem like, but it's even harder to stay there. And the reason why it is because when people get there, they start having too much fun. They have no discipline. They're not being strategic anymore. They just feel like I'm here, it's done, and it's not done. You either want to stay there or you want to go even farther up. In order to do that, you're going to need some discipline, some budgeting, some strategic thinking, some planning, some intentional energy. What I suggest for people as well is meditating and working on your breathing skills really helps. I know with me, sometimes I go so fast that I miss certain steps, I miss the details. So it's important that we're constantly breathing, taking our time, meditating, um, just grounding ourselves so that we can properly do the work. When you're rushing into things and being impatient, you're not going to be able to manifest it properly. So definitely take your time. Now, I want to talk about this only because I seen something that really bothered me this week. So I just want to say, right, that we're always going to have a lot of options, but good things don't come easy, but bad things do. So just keep in mind that whatever you do, make sure that it is something that wasn't so instant, that maybe you had to plan about, you had to think about. Because rushing into things, you can invest yourself into something that you don't necessarily want to be invested in. And especially when you're young, you definitely want to take your time. And that's why, like I said, it's important to work on meditation, breathing, mindful thinking, healthy habits. Because when you're young, you do tend to be more impulsive and just rush into things. And also just be open to learn and listen. That's very important too. Be able to take accountability and learn from your mistakes. Because I notice a lot of people do this thing where they're constantly blaming their job, their family. their husband, their wife for where they are at instead of taking responsibility for what they allowed, what they consented to. Um, Self loathing is probably one of the most unhealthiest things that you can do for yourself because it's not going to allow you to create positive habits. I think self accountability is very important, and it goes along with that value that you have for yourself, because it's like, okay, maybe I didn't make the best decision, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean I'm going to allow that to affect my future or affect my character. You get what I'm saying? It just simply means I could have did better, and it's an opportunity for you to do better, especially young women. Like, don't get attached to places and people that you know are not good for you, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you're only going to have yourself to blame, because that school's not going to come save you, that job's not going to come save you, and your boyfriend's not going to come save you. So when you're sitting back and you're by yourself, you have to contemplate the decisions that you're making. Put your ego to the side. Put that, I need to prove this, I need to prove that. Sometimes there's really nothing to prove to people. Sometimes people are just going to be stuck in their ways. Sometimes your boss is going to be stuck in their ways. And sometimes it's just time to walk away and do something better. Or if you can't instantly walk away, create that exit plan. But I'm gonna wrap this video up, guys. Thank you for listening, for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone for being here. And baby, this Aunie's world, you living in it.